Okay. So what is a daily routine for you, including self-love and self-care?
So I will wake up. I cuddle my kitten. Oh, she's not a kitten anymore, she's one. Cuddle my cat for a little bit. I'd say about 10-15 minutes. Play with her, make sure she's fed. Then I brush my teeth. Get in the shower. And I always go in the shower and put on like music on my phone. So I always play uplift beating music, have a dance, have a sing.
Really important.
Yeah.
Get the vibe up.
Really, yeah, just in the shower dancing. And then obviously water cleanse. So I just imagine the water flowing from my head down, all the way down my body to the drain, just clearing off energy. And then, yeah, I'll just continue my shower how it is. Then I will have some fruit for breakfast. And then I will sit in meditation. I will obviously pay gratitude for waking up, being healthy for the day. Do a grounding meditation or whatever meditation I feel at that particular time. Then I do my affirmations. I think affirmations are really important. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you wrote those ones out for sisters.
Yeah.
And they have really, really helped me inject that into my new daily routine. So I added one more at the end, which was I do not fear the fire.
Amazing. Wow.
So, yeah, that's the one that I end on. I do not fear the fire. Like, pay my respects to Earth, to the universe, to spirit, to my guides. And, yeah, just stay in complete alignment in that present moment. And to me, that's self-love, and whatever comes up or the way I feel, I'll recognise at that particular time. Then I will go to have a coffee after that, and I read.
Coffee.
Yeah, a coffee, and I read for about an hour a book that I'm reading right now. Is called The Children's Fire. So I'm taking notes.
Brilliant.
Reading that. Taking my notes down.
Lots of fire energy going on, isn't there? Love it.
Loads of fire energy. And then I just continue with my daily work, really. So I don't really wear too much makeup or anything like that anymore. I put a little bit on. And yeah, obviously I take care of my personal, appearance. But I don't spend the majority of my morning getting ready. My morning is to make sure that I am connecting to myself and to be able to radiate foremost. And then, yeah, I just literally go with the day. So I do my normal work. Your spirit animal is here, by the way.
Right, okay.
Right there.
Okay.
Your panther.
Hi, Laura. She's joining us on the podcast today.
Yeah, she's joining us. Yeah, and then whatever work comes up, I obviously do what I need to do with regards to my swimwear, sisters. Always checking in on my family, friends, seeing how everybody is, eating well, obviously getting enough fluid. Water's important. I've noticed drinking more is helping me. And then I cook from fresh every day, so I think that really helps because it allows me to think and sort of just be sort of just free when I'm cooking. And then I just love to sit down and eat what I've made. I just love it.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting that you've mentioned that, because cooking is almost like you're allowing yourself to dive into your feminine energy and to really express that creative part of yourself, which is such a big part of self-love.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So I do that, and usually I watch documentaries and stuff. I don't really watch normal TV. I did watch Love Island when that was on, and I do like to watch Friends if I want to have a laugh.
Yeah.
But usually I'll put some kind of documentary on or try and learn and it's not because I sort of force myself. I really enjoy it. Yeah. It's just what makes me happy.
I know it's a bit of a standing joke, like if any of my family are listening. I know when I moved into my place, a television just wasn't on the radar. I don't watch television. And my mum was like, Kira, you need to have a television. I was like, I don't watch it though.
Do you know what? When I moved out from my ex and from my old house, I didn't watch TV for a year.
Yeah.
I didn't have a TV for a year.
Yeah.
Obviously different circumstances, I just left. I left my TV, I left everything. So I left everything I owned. Yeah. And I didn't have a TV. So yeah, I think I could live without a TV pretty easily. Books are good. Obviously we've got tons of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that to me is like my day. And so people go, oh, it sounds so peaceful, And then I yoga 3 times a week. So if that comes into my daily routine, I pop that in. And then I make sure that I am connecting it through meditation in different ways in which because we've discussed that before. And I think we can discuss that on a separate occasion of what we do spiritually. And then walking as well, like when we go for our walks, or just sometimes a real quick 10-minute drive just to listen to music or bring myself back to center. I think when you get to that point in your life where you can do that and recognize and love yourself for all those little bits, they're the things that make every single day worth living.
Amazing.
With the ups and the downs that we go through, which we all do, obviously. Especially, when you go through this healing self-love journey, it comes with the dark moments. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, and what about you? What's your self-love daily routine?
Self-love daily routine. Okay, so I am a morning person. I know that. I'm one of these that, gets up at the crack of dawn, and actually I really, really enjoy it. For me, I find it's really important that how I begin my day sets the tone for my day. So I actually read a book, it was called The Miracle Morning, that was recommended to me by a friend, and ever since kind of reading it, I adopted what they were laying out in the book, and it just really works for me. So I get up in the morning, first thing that I do is I'll have like a drink of water. I drink about a pint of water in the morning. Then I go straight into a meditation. For me, it's really important that, I'm starting my day with my energy intact, that I'm centered, and that I'm also setting an intention for how my day is going to pan out.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Then I'll have some breakfast. I generally tend to keep it quite simple for my breakfast. Just have porridge oats with whatever I'm kind of in the mood for. I tend to wake up and I crave something sweet. So I will kind of put, like my chia seeds in there. I'll put a bit of maple syrup in there.
Nice.
Might chop up some dates, or have like strawberries, blueberries.
And that's fine as well. I think that if what works for your body when you know yourself that well is
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
So
do you know what I
important.
mean? People say, have a cold shower in the morning and don't, and what do they say, like, have a really good breakfast, but that works for some people. That doesn't work for other people. There is no set way. Your routine works for you as an individual.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
So true.
If you want something sweet in your porridge, girl,
yeah,
put
and
that
breakfast
in.
is the time to have it, right?
your metabolism is getting you ready for the day. It makes you happy.
It does.
That is the most important thing.
100%. Yeah, so true. I do have coffee. I do you know what? Having a coffee in the morning is one of my favourite parts of the day.
Same.
So sorry, not gonna give that up. So yeah, I'll have a coffee and then I will get ready for work. So obviously I am a makeup artist. I run a makeup academy and training school. So wearing makeup is a part of my daily routine.
Yeah. But sometimes you do go into work without it.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll dive more into that because that's definitely been a journey and a transformation that I've been on the past like maybe 18 months. So it's actually been quite a recent thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do my makeup, driving on my way to work. I'll either put a podcast on or in fact, I always listen to my affirmations while I'm driving to work and then I'll put a podcast on.
Oh,
or
nice.
Something that, I'm going to learn something from.
Yeah.
Then obviously my day kind of consists of whatever we've got in that day at the academy or if I'm working on a shoot. So I guess kind of my intention throughout the day is that whoever I come into contact with, I always ensure that I give them the gift of my presence.
Yeah.
That's definitely been something that I've learned and has become really apparent to me that in the past perhaps I wasn't being present with people.
Yeah, and also I think when we look at when you first started your academy to now, how society has changed.
Oh my God.
The energy has changed.
So different.
So you have had to adapt to that, but that means more self-love for you to be able to adapt to this lack of self-love.
Absolutely.
That has been so heavily risen within those years. So it's almost like you have to be that vessel for the people that walk through your door because you're holding that space for them.
You have to make a stand for these people because it's kind of like, Grace, the journey we've been on spiritually. Like, we've been on a deep fucking journey and, sorry for swearing, but it has been intense at times. And, we're blessed that we've had each other to help each other through these things. And it's kind of like having been to the depths of our soul, if you like, you are then able to have much more compassion for people and you're kind of able to see where people are operating from. And because we're very empathic and we can pick up on kind of where people are, it's actually such a beautiful gift because you can use that to then make sure that whoever comes in your path, you're able to meet them but then uplift them. And that really is the gift that we have.
And you are able to do that, Kira, because you've got enough self-love.
Yeah.
And that is
totally. When
people talk about self-love, it isn't just the way we look. It is inside. When people say, inner beauty is more like when, trust me, back in the past, we haven't had to dive this deep. Something called us to dive this deep because obviously as a collective, like, we're seeing massive changes and we've needed to get to this place to hold that for other people.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I can't sort of relate so much to your work because I don't work face-to-face with people. So my energy has to sort of go more sort of
Yeah, it goes into creating your vision, your brand, and your concept, absolutely.
And sort of through the system in terms of, you know, even to the last part of packaging or the way that I hold space for the people I work with in terms of the shipping and my suppliers. And if I am holding space for them and I can see their points of view and we communicate the way that we do communicate with each other, which is so lovely. That is all part of the whole system and the flow and the energy and what, you know, then reaches the customer from the other side of the world.
Definitely. And I think as well, the great thing about you know, from your journey and you kind of unraveling all these different parts of yourself, like, and coming home to them, you know, you've got such a great online presence. You know, you're really able to share that with your followers. You're able to inject it into Pretty Princess. And that really shows in itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what do you do evening-wise after work?
Yeah, evening-wise, so when I finish work, I will go to the gym or I'll go to yoga, depending on what I've kind of got on that day. For me, I find that, like, exercise is a really great way for me to unwind, as controversial as that can sometimes be.
If you're doing the right exercise, it's good for your body.
100%. And it's a time, I almost feel as though it is a bit of a meditation for me because it allows my mind to kind of be able to switch off a little bit because I'm focusing on my body at that time. So I go to the gym, I get my physical activity in. And then when I come home, like, I'll cook something nice to eat. I am vegetarian, so I eat quite a healthy diet.
Yeah.
And then my evening will consist of either more work.
Yeah, same.
Or it will consist of me, like, learning something. Yeah. So I will sit down with, like, whatever book I'm reading at that time. I might even do another journey.
Yeah. It depends how you feel, doesn't it? Like, honestly, it depends how your day goes, and or say you. Sometimes I feel like if I go into yoga, and obviously because it's so astral, like you can use yoga as meditation. I've had some of the most amazing gifts, amazing messages, amazing guidance just through yoga. Because I've channeled it right.
Totally. Well, if you think about yoga though as well, Grace, like, if you're guided into a certain pose, like, let's take the back bend, for example. Yeah. When you go into that back bend, like, 3 of your chakras are unblocked. Yeah. So it's kind of like, whoa, how much download can we actually have? Yeah. Especially when you're connected, it's like your chakras are unblocked. Boop, there it comes.
Yeah, unbelievable. So if, say, I come out of yoga and I've got, like, damn, whoa, what just happened? Then I'm like, obviously I'll message you or voice note you or whoever's in my space, or sometimes no one. Yeah. And then that might then push me to do a journey at night time because I'm being guided, or I'm being guided to research a particular thing. And one thing I have learned, and this is also part of self-love, which is, what's the word? Like, what's a better word for important? Like, crucial, essential for self-love is trusting yourself. Wow, and when you get... So true. When you get a message like that, which is coming from your higher self, you must trust it. If it says research, if it gives you a flower, it doesn't matter. If you get a message, trust it.
There's symbology in it all times, isn't there?
Trust, go home and make sure you are listening to your higher self. It is so essential. And that, again, is part of self-love, because you are honouring yourself. You are honouring your higher self. You are connected to the divine. You are aligned. Your energy is flowing. You know, it will always be the thing that I do.
I think it's really interesting that you just use the word honouring, because to honour something is to really treat something with respect. And if we are not respecting ourselves and we are not respecting the information being given to us, how on earth can you possibly love yourself?
Yeah.
You cannot love something you don't respect.
No, of course.
You know?
You can't honour it, you can't. And then that filters out throughout every corner of your life.
Yeah.
And when you can get to that point of trust,
it's
respect,
a ripple effect.
Yeah, honour.
It's a ripple effect.
And me and you know, and our close friends, our close family who know how we connect and we can give information to them. They know that we trust ourselves. You know, look at the fact that, you know, with what's happened now, and I come to you and said, this holiday doesn't seem right. I've had a dream. We were both feeling that something wasn't right. Then the next day, the hotel was cancelled, and I was like, no, we cannot go.
It was a sign.
We trusted ourselves. I got laughed at by my travel agent.
Yeah.
He said, why? I said, because I'm telling you why. It's because something's telling me, you know, in my gut instinct. I'm trusting myself. I'm respecting myself. I'm respecting you. I'm honouring your opinion. You did the exact same for me. And yeah, money isn't everything, but we would have lost a lot of money if that got cancelled, if we hadn't cancelled it before. And that, again, is where you can navigate life through self-love, for your higher good, for the higher path.
Yeah. I think that once you really get to know yourself and you meet yourself at such a deep level that, you know what is yours and you know what isn't yours.
Oh,
so then when something comes in then, that, you know, is a foreign entity or is like a thought that isn't your natural kind of habitat, if you like.
Oh, wow.
You know to take note of it. And
gosh.
You know how to then like navigate through that.
It's so true, the way you
how
just
to
put
communicate it, you know.
It's so
but without
so
self-love,
home.
you wouldn't know whether it was yours or not.
Because you don't know yourself well enough. When look, 5 years ago, couldn't have done that. Look at the situations I've had myself in because I've not known who I am to that deep level. Do you know what I mean? Look at what, you know.
We always laugh, don't we? There was a memory that we both have together. And we were driving home. We've been to Nottingham, hadn't we? And
what was it? Was that the 1st of Jan 2018? Yeah.
Yeah, was it 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And to look at the people we were then and to look at who we are today.
But do you know what? That wasn't us.
No.
That's why. Because we didn't know ourselves. We were allowing those energies to come in, those foreign body, the foreign, even to the point of food.
Yeah.
That's when you know what food works for your body. Look, mine's tomatoes. I have a bad problem with tomatoes. I know as soon as I have an off day, my body's craving tomatoes. Yeah, they're a plant. They're meant to be healthy. Because I know my body so well, I have to really deter myself. Grace, do not have tomatoes tonight. Because it's just going to affect you more.
And it's about you actually having discipline. But as well as that, like, you're actually not having tomatoes because it does not serve your greater good.
No,
like
exactly.
That is not in your highest interest.
No,
you know. So it's really easy to think like, I know, you know, I'll hold my hands up sometimes if I've been working.
Yours is
like,
chocolate, isn't it?
Mine's chocolate, yeah. If I've been doing like a 12-hour day, you know, to be fair, I always have my breakfast. That's a good thing about me. But I might not eat them for 12 hours.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm like back-to-back clients or if I'm on a shoot, I ain't eating.
Do you know what? That works for your routine, but you've done your meditation in the morning.
Yeah.
You know your day. You know what energy you need. You know what guidance you need, and that's how your soul works. That's what works for you. And because you know that path, because you can see it clearly, because it is lit up on the way. The energy is flowing straight through down your crown chakra, all the way. Like, whatever technique it is that you do in the morning that allows you to walk down that path bit by bit, moment by moment. If you can fit some food in, you can. But if not, you are protected. You are divinely loved.
Yes.
And you are fine.
Yeah.
You know? It's coming to the self-love of the knowing who we are, not the exterior.
Yeah.
And that is like, obviously, exterior.
Power, girl!
Powerful!
Power!
So I guess that leads us on to the exterior.
To the exterior.
The body is only the armour to our soul.
Yeah.
I believe that the body is obviously, kinetically we can move. We can look great. We can,
definitely. Well, your body is the vessel that we chose to be here right now.
Yeah.
If we can always remember the fact that obviously we are a soul having a human experience, not the other way round.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I can't remember where I read it now, but when I did, it just really stuck with me. And it was the fact that your energetic body is actually way more important than your physical.
Oh, yeah.
So you will always find that a disease or like an ailment is always manifested in the metaphysical before it comes into the physical. So if we can keep our energetic body clear and free from blockages, disease is not even a vibrational match for us. So there ain't no way that that's ever going to happen.
And one very, very good technique for this is the shower, cleansing in the morning, is when you're drinking water. Use what nature gives us so freely to cleanse your energetic body.
Beautiful.
It's just, it's so powerful. It honestly is a really, really... You do it... Most people do it every day or every other day anyway, however often you have a shower or a bath. But the power of it is sort of... It's reprogramming and it's like... sort of, we do it anyway, so why just not take a different approach to doing it? And in this time that we're going through now is a really perfect time to start to explore, and it's exciting that people can start to explore because they've got more time. If you're not at work, if you're in isolation, sit down with yourself. Drink your water, allow it to cleanse through your neck, through your head, through your arms, down your spine. Allow it to flush you out, cleanse your energetic body.
Definitely.
And once you start, you can't stop. You can't stop.
I think as well, just to kind of add on to that point, right now we're in a period of time where we're really moving into the quantum. So it's kind of like, we touched on food earlier. So if we imagine like every single thing in this universe is energy. And it's all in perfect agreement with everything else.
Exactly.
So if we actually are looking at the foods that we're consuming, each food has a vibration.
And also, are you going to say what I'm allowed to say?
Go on, I don't know.
Venus. Are you going to talk about the Fibonacci sequence?
You go into that.
No, just to add on really, really quickly to what Kira's saying, flowers, plants, human beings, everything on this earth has a Fibonacci sequence that is linked to Venus.
Right, okay.
So we are linked energetically to the cosmos.
Right.
There are biological mathematics involved with the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence. So when you talk about what you are eating, everything is as one.
Definitely.
We are oneness.
We are oneness.
It's energy.
And it's even, like, if you look at society now, okay? I'm not going to stereotype certain people or things. But, like, for example, if you are passionate about nutrition, you're counting your macros, you're, eating a diet full of, fresh food, I don't know, organic food, vitamins. But you are feeding your mind negative self-talk.
not going to make any difference.
You're never going to become a high vibrational being, because the way you speak to yourself is also how you nourish your spirit.
Which is also self-love.
Hell yes.
Woo! Exactly. And it's that's, I mean, that's food. We've just got onto food.
It can just translate into so many areas of your life.
Explore so many areas. Because as people say, like, you have to love yourself before you love another person. And, you know, yeah, fine. We all want to meet somebody who can help us grow and learn. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're ever going to be whole. No. And I think the people that come in and out of our lives are there for purposes to help us grow. Mm-hmm. I think what people get confused with when they see these Instagram posts and they see this, love yourself before you can love another person. Everyone automatically thinks love the way you look before you can love another person. Just love yourself as in terms of like the fact that you've got a bigger bum, or the fact that you don't have a tiny waist. That love that, and then you're gonna meet. No. Yeah. That is again the exterior. That is not the energetic body.
It's kind of like the way that society is set up at the moment is, people are more concerned with looking good, rather than being a good person, you know, like, and it's when money is kind of thrown into the equation, it isn't actually at the moment being used for the greater good.
No.
Like, it's used for materialistic things and things that actually are not serving anyone.
No.
Because they're creating such a rise in mental health. Like, look at the rise in anxiety.
It's masking it.
It's putting a plaster on the wound.
Yeah, taking tablets to mask your illness. No. You have to look at the illness. Where is that coming from? Mm-hmm. But this takes us on to the next question, which we need to get onto because we can talk for hours. So what have you had sort of done filler-wise, Botox-wise on your face in the past? Mm-hmm. If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, so I've had my lips done. Mm-hmm. In the past, I have had cheeks done as well. And kind of for me, I know when I first had it done, really, I was probably quite young. Like, I was probably about 25 or something. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, the lady that I went to, she was like, oh, darling, you know, we've got to do something about these eyes. And I was like, what?
Did you have Botox? Did you have Botox or not?
I've never had Botox.
Have you not?
No.
Stop it. Gosh, you don't need it. Wow. Frown?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got loads of lines when I do that.
It's nice that I've never...
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've never noticed that.
Yeah.
Automatically, you assume everyone's had Botox.
Yeah, no. Never had Botox.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and that then started to give me a bit of a complex.
Yeah.
Because I had never, up until that point...
ever
noticed it. And then every single time I would look in the mirror, I was like, shit, you know, these bags under my eyes are terrible.
Yeah.
And it was, to be honest, from then, that kind of catapulted me more into wearing even more makeup. Wearing even more makeup.
Yeah.
To cover it up.
Okay.
How about you?
I've had my teeth bonded. I've had lip filler before. I've had cheek filler before, Botox, and under eye filler as well. Mm-hmm. And then some like around my chin area. So I have had quite a lot over the years. But again, like you, I was 24 when I first had Botox. Yeah. Then I first started getting filler about 25. Mm-hmm. Not much. Like it would just be like a 0.2 or 3 in my lip. It wasn't very much at all. Not much in my cheeks. Nice little tweaks. I never went over the top. Mm-hmm. Most people probably wouldn't even know the difference.
Yeah.
But it was sort of like the whole thing that was in. Everyone was doing it. It was the norm. And I think mentally it makes you feel like you look better. But, I mean, I didn't even notice you've never had Botox. So that's obviously just sort of proves that it is in the mind.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that though, because I'll just jump in on like with the filler, for example. I remember not that long ago actually, obviously since coming on this journey and you know, getting a little bit older now as well, so you know, starting to notice that, you know, my skin ain't quite what it used to be in terms of elasticity. Obviously we always think it's much worse on ourselves than what it actually is, because I know, you know, I don't look that bad. But I do remember like looking at myself in the mirror thinking, oh my god, like I really need some cheek filler, like gotta lift this face up.
We both had the same complex about that bit, didn't we?
I had a really bad complex about it. And I actually, what happened now, I think I booked in to go and have it done. And it was almost like I just started to come on this journey really of like real self-love, like and I'm talking like real self-love. And I booked in with like a practitioner to go and have it done, and I got there and she was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it for you.
Universe was like
and I was like, no, but I, you know, really want it doing. And she's like, no. She was like, you know, Kira, like your cheeks are already really prominent. Like if you have cheek filler,
you'll look daft.
She was like, you're gonna look stupid. And I actually in that moment thought, oh my god, this is the universe telling me.
No way.
You shouldn't be having that done.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
You know, so it's gosh, it's probably been about, how old am I now? Probably about 3 years now.
Yeah, last time, well, I think, here we go. Oh, so, okay, yeah, so, yeah, last time I had my lips done was like 2 years ago. My cheeks, my lips, 2 years ago. I had Botox about 6 months ago. Thing is, with the Botox is, that's what I'm still working on, because I do like it. Yeah.
But I am going to really try and push past, because recently, I mean, it's worn off now. Can you see frowns?
Only tiny bit.
But considering, do you know what I mean? It was like slick, fresh.
Definitely.
So when you've been so used to that.
So used to having that.
Yeah. So I looked the other day and I was like, right, no, we're just going to ride this wave out. It's fine. And you know what? I went down to see Lara in London.
Okay.
And her and Cassie were like, you had work done? Have you had your under eyes done? Have you had your cheeks done? I was like, no. I actually have not. Yeah. Haven't had any of that done haven't had my under eyes done for 3.
Do you know what it is, Grace?
Yeah, I know.
It's the fucking healing. Honestly, there is no better, like, transformation or anti-aging
than healing
material than the deep soul healing. That is all I can say.
Oh yeah, no.
Like people always say to me now, oh my god, like you're glowing. Like what is it? And I'm like, it's enlightenment. Like you actually can't put a price on it.
No.
Like, and I actually look younger now.
No, yeah.
Than I think I did when I was like 23.
Absolutely same.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's like, and I had that week, I had a few people say things to me and I was like, oh, thanks, like, that's nice to know. And so, like, it was, you know what, thank you, Lara, for that, and whoever else said that, because it was obviously needed, and you obviously needed to hear. But I'm telling you what, Kira, sometimes I wake up, if I've had a spiritual... if I've been doing some healing on anything in particular, for example, Sunday just gone, wow, did some mad like healing work from childhood, from age 2 to 4, and it was so emotional, amazing, absolutely amazing. But when you go deep in this journey, when you go into deep self-love, you're going to have a few days where you look like crap after. You got bags under your eyes, your skin is a little bit pale.
And
I think it's important to add though, and it's great that you're being so raw and so open with the truth of things. It isn't all roses all the time.
Yeah.
But what's so important about the fact that you're saying this is it's in these moments of where we look at ourselves in the mirror and it's kind of like, wow. Yeah. I look like I've been dragged through 10 million lifetimes and, back again. It's kind of like you have to look at yourself and be like...
Yeah, you do.
I love you.
Yeah, you have to go.
You're beautiful and you're perfect as you are.
And it's those moments where you come out of that and you're like, right, I look like a bit like shit today, but... Last night was so transformative. In 3 days' time, I'm a butterfly, mate.
Oh my God, love that.
I'm a butterfly in 3 days.
You're in the cocoon. You're waiting for these colourful wings.
Yeah, and I know in a few days' time...
So good.
I'm going to radiate, and I see it, and I know. Yeah. So those, when you, again, get used to that, you know that when you've done that hard work, you're going to be rewarded by... because we can't ignore the way we look. It's in our human nature. Mm-hmm. It's the way we are. It's the way we are put on earth to attract, to mate, blah, blah, blah.
And as humans, like, we are judging every single moment of our life. Whether we want to or not.
No, it is human nature,
You're always judging.
So in those moments when I do look and I got these bags, I always bring back to self, look at the work I've done, love myself for it, and remember that in a few days' time, in a few weeks' time, when my body is healed from the work I've just done, I'm going to radiate it and it's going to show. And that's what keeps you going as well as everything else that we've done. That also is a really clear, lovely reminder that you will be a butterfly in a few days' time.
Yeah.
But we'll sometimes have to go back into the...
Definitely. And I think the problem sometimes as well with the way that our society is set up, we can be like on this hamster wheel of, when I have this done, then I'll be okay. Or like when I, lose a couple of pounds, then I'll be okay. Yeah, or then I'll be worthy of love. Or when I, if I have the lip filler, then people will like me. Or
I'll fit into the crowd because everybody else has got it.
Yeah, because everyone else is doing it. When actually the biggest thing that we're missing is that we're always whole and complete exactly as we are. At all times. At all times.
Yeah. I must admit, when I got my teeth bonded... It was a massive thing. I don't regret it. I will keep making sure my teeth are nice. And I think that, it is something that I'll maintain. I think for me that is important. It is something I will continue to maintain.
Yeah.
I did have braces when I was younger. I then had Invisalign. Unfortunately, my Invisalign dentist was a crook. He's the one that did Cheryl Cole's and then literally stole from everybody. He left me like...
Really? I've not heard this story.
Yeah, he left me with no aftercare.
Gosh.
And then I found Dom through a friend and he... and I think my smile is something that I like. So, and I've always liked... And I always tried to hide my braces when I was young. Mm-hmm. So my teeth are something that I will maintain, and I think for me it's important to maintain. But I think that's all right. I think that's all right. So the next question we've got here is, how did you feel when you knew you had to stop?
Yeah, this is a really, really juicy question for me. So I suppose for me it was I had quite a strong realisation. Layers, if you like, were coming off slowly in terms of, I was starting to... This is going to sound a little bit mad, but as I was, developing a strong spiritual and daily practice, I was starting to kind of understand how energy was coming into my body. And I was noticing that from like my neck upwards.
Heavy.
It was very heavy. And I was thinking, I don't get it. What is it? And I had this sudden realisation that it was my makeup.
Wow.
And
blocking
it was blocking. And I have a very strong like soul connection with the Egyptian goddess Isis and Bast as well. And actually makeup originated in Egypt.
It did, yeah.
And it originated as a form of sun protection.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit like, gosh, this is really weird. And then in my download was kind of like, you know, you need to stop wearing makeup when you don't need to. Because, you know, I'm not going to lie, I used to wear makeup every single day.
A lot as well.
Without, like, full face every day. Yeah. Maybe not like eyeshadow, but I used to wear foundation, used to wear concealer, everything really.
Yeah.
Because for me, that, you know,
and it's your job.
I like to look nice. It was my job as well. And, you know, I've always been an advocate of, you know, if you're a makeup artist and you're turning up to a job and, you know, you look like shit, if you like, people are not going to kind of have as much faith in you if they've never been to you before. It's kind of like you are a walking advertisement.
And that proves how society operates.
Absolutely.
Which is not from self. It's from, again, exterior.
Definitely.
Perception, isn't it? Which is obviously something we've been working on very recently in terms of...
Absolutely.
And I think that's to do with trust.
Yeah. And I think it's also like, definitely in my industry anyway, you know, makeup, although I believe it's such a powerful transformative tool, it is very, you know, stereotypically, it's a little bit surface, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is kind of, you know, about how people look and things like that. So I guess kind of for me as well, I had a little bit of fear isn't the right word, maybe like a little bit of anticipation about it, that I didn't want to be turning up looking scruffy, or which in my mind I thought I looked scruffy if I don't have makeup on.
Right, yeah.
Or like I look...
And you know what? In a society that lives the way it does, maybe we do look scruffy with no makeup on due to the rest. But this is where collectively, energetically, and new earthly, things are starting to change.
And it's about, I think, really being okay with who you are. You know?
If you can project your self-love from that inner, doesn't matter if you look scruffy or not, because that first impression will soon fade away, because there's knowing who, like you and your
and they
energy.
get to know like who you are as a person.
But if you didn't have that confidence with who you are, that would be very, very difficult.
Oh, definitely. So going back to I can't remember what was the question.
It was like how did you feel when you knew
how did
to stop?
I feel? So obviously I got the download then that I needed to stop wearing makeup when I didn't need to. So I started, you know, not wearing it when I wasn't working, which was a big thing. Even going to see like my friends and stuff.
I remember this. And the sister ceremony.
And like going, even doing like, the sister ceremony, like going to meet friends that I would, you know, normally they would always see me with my makeup on. They'd never really seen me.
Without it.
Like guy friends as well. And it was really empowering. And it was actually... I knew that it was right, like, and I knew that it was all another layer of acceptance.
Well, again, it's also like you said, when you know it's right, because you know who you are and you can feel those different energies around. It's
definitely.
Like, ding, this is right.
Absolutely. How about for you?
Oh, how did I... Well, I've actually always been all right without wearing makeup, like day to day. Just always have it, but I'll wear it on a night out, and I'll wear it just to, like, if I've got to go for lunch or whatever. But then sometimes if I don't want to wear it to lunch, I won't. Sometimes if I don't want to wear it for dinner, I won't. It really depends on my mood. So I've never had a problem with the makeup side. For me, it was my teeth.
Yeah.
Obviously, which then I sorted out. And I think the transition of sort of like the time when I was like, I think, what was it? I had a dream or something, and it was telling me no filler. Can you remember?
Vaguely.
Or it was telling me somebody else.
You just had your chin.
Oh, and I got pain. Yeah, and I was like, I need to really, really stop that now. A facial, go for your facials, do those things. But with regards to filler and stuff, need to stop. But I felt all right about it. I felt all right about it. For me, I've got other areas that have been harder. Obviously, we all have different areas of things that are hard. But since I was a kid, I was always all right with sort of the way that I looked. It wasn't till I started being around the wrong circles of people in the wrong industries of work, around wrong energies for my soul. I'm not saying that people's energies are wrong, because they're not. I'm saying that certain energies are wrong or not aligned with your own energy, so that, you know, those people are amazing, send them love, everything, but they were just not my people. And when I was operating in those circles and those energies, it was sort of like we said before, those were the things that was pulling me down. And because everybody knows circles,
but then in a way, you being in that position actually flipped you onto the right track.
Yeah, for myself.
Yeah, you then became on the home run to self-love.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it was like, I remember even at one point, I was like, you know, because people get this like some stuff done with like BBL and all that, and different things and faces and this, and I need an eye lift, or I need this, and it makes you look at you and go, I'd never noticed that about myself. I don't look and think my face is unsymmetrical. I've never looked in the mirror and gone, my face isn't symmetrical. I need to lift this part of my eyelid up, or that part of my cheek up. And then I caught myself doing it, and I was like, but I wouldn't have noticed that if that person hadn't have noticed that in themselves.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the fact that they were saying to me, oh, look, you've got an unsymmetrical face. They were saying it about themselves.
Wow, okay.
So when you're around that energy where you've got people who are not loving themselves, it makes you look at you on the outside and go, well, is there something wrong with me then?
Yeah.
And, you know, and then, so that was my, obviously, you know, that was my biggest challenge for self-love. The way I looked was what I was operating in. Which is, again, like another thing we can touch on another day about, you know, operating in certain tribes and certain energies, and, you know, being, you know, because everybody is love, and we can operate in different tribes, different energies, but there's different ways of navigating them, which we've learned, and, you know, we all have to notice. So that was my biggest challenge with regards to that. We've pretty much answered all the questions, except for how do you feel now?
How do I feel now? Do you know, it's really interesting. I think since turning 30, and definitely like the past year, really.
Been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a really beautiful transition into like how powerful like I feel as a woman.
Yeah.
Like
it really is.
And I think it's kind of like I'll kind of go back onto, like you touched a little bit onto, you know, other people looking at what was maybe imperfect with them, triggered you to then obviously look at yourself. I know
they're all lessons though, aren't they?
They're all lessons.
I'm so grateful for those people.
So grateful. And it's funny because obviously I know I shared it with you when I went through it. went back to a point where I was in school and I was like ridiculed for my freckles.
Oh.
And you know, up until that point, I'd never looked at my face before and realised that there might be something wrong.
Oh, because I said to you, I remember I said to you, wouldn't it be amazing if we could have a foundation that allowed us to see our freckles? And you were like, no. I was like, I love freckles.
Yeah.
They're like the constellations of the stars.
Oh my God. And you know what?
I love your freckles.
Yeah, I remember that then, like, really caused me to find the start of a wound that I didn't even know that that's where it had originated from.
And it had come from school.
Yeah, it had come from school.
Wow.
So yeah, I got like ridiculed for my freckles, and then ever since then I adopted a belief that
they were ugly.
They're ugly. And no one's ever going to like me because I've got freckles on my face.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I then, when I found makeup, I was like, oh yeah, I can get rid of the freckles.
Well, you can mask them.
I can mask them.
Yeah, so you can mask that insecurity.
Oh my God. And like,
But when you take that makeup off before you go to bed, they're still there.
Of course they are.
So you got to love them.
And it's only really been like the past, gosh, I would even go as far as to say like a year. Yeah. That now I'm like, do you know what? I love my freckles.
I love your freckles.
Like, and you know, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
it's part of who I am.
And there's so many songs as well that absolutely, like, they are all for freckles. I love freckle songs.
Yeah, well. But isn't it interesting how sometimes our self-love can be dictated by other people's opinions. Yeah.
But not just on us, on themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's so true. And obviously, like, Kira and I, we talk a lot to each other, but you've had your own, you know, spiritual therapy, help, guidance from somebody that's completely different to who I have.
Yeah.
We do have separate friendship groups. We do have separate connections to spirit, and we do different things. So it's sort of like we don't become too biased.
Yeah.
You know, like we're happy to speak out loud or say something, and then we're happy to then bring in our outside guidance to each other, which is really nice because it also highlights different things.
It allows for new perspectives as well, doesn't it? And,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I think the type of people that we are as well, you know, we're always growing, we're always learning new things, aren't we? And it's important for us that we share it as well.
Exactly. But like, I mean, I think it's in a time now where, like, you know, these places are shut. Don't get my nails done. Don't have hair extensions. Went back to my natural colour. Don't have eyelash extensions, you know, because I'm happy with all of that. And yeah, again, I've got a chip nail, whatever, I need to get them done. A little bit scruffy at the moment, but I will get them done. Tonight. I'll do them myself. But it's sort of like, these are the times now where things are changing. So use this time to learn how to paint your own nails. Use this time to get used to your eyelashes, not with extensions on. Use this time to maybe like just put treatment on your hair so you can take your extensions out.
To be okay with who you are.
Yeah, like,
I mean, like we are in such a pivotal space right now.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like the universe is calling us forward to be our most authentic self. You know, we really need to look at who we're giving our power away to.
Yeah. And are we giving it away to makeup? Are we giving it away to beauty salons? Obviously, I believe in your industry that Makeup is still going to be around. I do. I think it's important. Like we say, it comes from the Egyptians. They were so sacred.
Yeah.
The Native Americans wore makeup, the men and the women. It was so sacred. It's something that will forever live on.
Yeah.
But it has.
I think it's important.
The way it's navigated through.
Yeah, definitely.
Society.
I think it's the meaning behind it, isn't it? And obviously we run training courses, so it's about being totally fulfilled in what you do in life.
Yeah.
Because, that's your gift and that's your expression in the world.
But I know you as a person is you don't live for those Saturday night makeup looks. You like the creative, you're teaching somebody or the magic behind makeup, the meaning behind makeup, which is where your passion lies, which is where I think that, and I hope that comes back alive, which is why I believe you've had to go on your journey before this transformation.
Yeah.
Because you're able now to hold that space. You're able to be an example.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, when I truly fell in love with the power of makeup, it was when I could kind of see my client's reaction and see how empowered and how confident they felt after having their makeup applied. It was almost like I was able to give them the gift of, being transformed in any given moment without surgery. Is what makeup allowed me to be able to do.
Yeah, I think that's fine as well.
Yeah.
For like the occasions. Again, it's like makeup's fine and doing yourself up is fine and looking beautiful and looking and enhancing beauty is fine.
To be a woman, like, don't we all love that? Like, it's the favourite part of my night out.
But then at the same time, we've got to be okay with the fact if someone goes, I need you right now, come over here, and you ain't got no makeup on, you've got to leave the door with no makeup on and be okay. Or you've got to, for example, in the past, a friend says that, okay, we're going to a pool party, like, come quick. Okay, ain't got time to do my makeup.
Yeah.
Ain't got time to do my makeup. I'm going to a pool party with my makeup on.
That's interesting as well. It's kind of like a lot of people right now, and perhaps, in the past I may have fallen into that category, in the sense of, are you missing out on something because you don't feel like you look nice enough?
Wow.
Are you actually limiting your soul, and your fun and your expression?
Wow, yeah.
Because you don't feel good enough.
Wow, that's absolutely a great point to make. It's one thing I'm so grateful for, because I've never really been that bothered.
I'll share. We have quite a lot of especially like the younger generation. We have girls coming in every time they're going on a night out, so they come, they have their hair done, they have their makeup done, they buy a new outfit, and some of them have openly expressed that if they don't have their makeup done, say I'm fully booked, or they can't get in, they don't have a good time. They don't have a good time when they go out. And isn't it crazy how that can actually limit the things that you're experiencing in
That's
life.
like you create your own reality.
Yeah. So it's like you're not good enough unless you have your makeup done.
But you are.
You are. You are. But makeup can just make you even more empowered.
Oh, yeah.
You're good enough without it.
Yeah.
But my gosh, it's like if I wear a red lip. Hell
Whoa.
yes, girl.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
Yes, queen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got plenty of people that, will compliment us without it, with it, with a little bit on, with not much. Do you know what I mean? But it's sort of... I'm saying that I love makeup, you love makeup. It's always going to be around. It should always be around.
It should always be around.
But at the same time, you've got to look deeper in self-love to be okay in the occasions where you are kicking back, you may be going out for lunch or whatever, and you don't need to wear it all the time.
Definitely.
And that comes with self-love, power, and being all the things that we've touched on today, plus so much, oh my gosh, so much more. But we don't have time for that right now.
Defo. Well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Because we could just talk all day.
I know.
If you're interested in finding out a little bit more about what we offer, if you want a few more tips on self-love, myself and Grace run some really beautiful soul circles, don't we, with sisters?
Yeah.
So yeah, check us out and come along to one of our events.
Yeah.
And we'd love for you to continue on this journey with us.
Yeah, thank you for everybody who has listened.